Hi, I'm Nikki and welcome to the Boundary Rescue Masterclass. After 18 years leading teams and now coaching business owners, I've seen the same pattern again and again. Burnout does not come from a lack of passion. It comes from a lack of boundaries. As someone who has juggled an intense leadership role, growing a small business, and trying to be a good mum who is there for her kids, I myself needed practical solutions that would manage my time, and this is what I now share. And in this video, I'll give you a taste of the 3 boundaries every entrepreneur needs to help you manage your time, your energy, and your role as CEO of your business. The full toolkit with the scripts and the exercises is waiting for you inside the free workbook, and I'll show you where you can grab that at the end. Now let's be real, you do not need more hustle. You need boundaries. Without boundaries, your energy is drained, your focus gets quite scattered because you don't know what to focus on first, second, or third, and burnout can sneak up on you. Every time you say yes to something that isn't aligned to what you really need to be focused on to move your business forward, you're saying no to those things that actually can. If you're always working late, saying yes to every client demand, or feeling like you're never getting a real break, it's not just exhausting, it's costing you your business. You're losing time, you're exhausted with all the decisions that you need to make, you're leaking profit, and you're running yourself into the ground. This all creates a demand on you that can actually be quite relentless if you haven't got some really good systems in place. This is why boundaries are not optional. They're what you need to survive in your business. So, the quick fix number 1 is around protecting your time. This is your most valuable currency. Without it, you're going to spend time on everybody else's priorities, instead of thinking about what you actually need to be focusing on for your own business and your own well-being. This can disappear into things like late night messages, endless admin, and reactive work that is just what comes in the door in that moment. So one quick win: set and communicate your office hours. Decide when you're open and when you're not, just like a shop. If clients know that you're available from 9 till 5, they'll respect it. But if they also know that you're going to respond to any kind of message that comes in, even if it's 9 o'clock at night, they'll just keep sending them. It also builds an expectation that that's the kind of service that you're providing. The full workbook includes client scripts so that you can set these type of boundaries without sounding defensive or difficult. These are very important. You do not want to set yourself up where you're so staunch in your delivery of your boundaries that you then lose clients. Page 3 of the workbook has the details. Quick fix 2 is about protecting your energy. You can recover lost money. You can even claw back a little bit of lost time. But once your energy is gone, it drags everything down with it. Constant demands can keep you reacting all the time, all day, every ping, every client phone call, every customer complaint, every urgent request chips away at your emotional energy. Without boundaries, you can end the day completely spent and then still be carrying that priority work that you know you actually need to get done if you're going to move your business forward. So then you're just working all hours. You can't afford to be emotionally on call 24/7. It's not going to last. One of the fastest fixes is the decision filter. This is one simple question that you ask yourself before you commit to anything. Does this move me towards my CEO role, or is it just keeping me busy? Busy work can be continuously checking your email, tweaking your website colors, saying yes to everything. Things that actually move your business forward, or needle work, are sending proposals to clients, recording a sales video, creating systems so that you can delegate that busy work. The decision filter helps you determine what things you should actually be focusing on. If you ask yourself, does this move me closer to growth, profit, or freedom? And if the answer is no, it's busy work. Protect your energy by letting that task go, or delegating it, or even just postponing it. When you run everything through this filter, you instantly cut through the noise and start to really narrow down on what is supposed to be done by you to keep your business going and actually make it move forward. Page 4 of the workbook has an exercise where you list 5 tasks from last week into a matrix to determine where they fit and what you might need to remove to put more emphasis on what actually grows your business rather than what is just keeping you busy. Quick fix number 3 is a reset routine. One of the biggest reasons business owners end up burning out, or even in some cases giving up, is because they never actually switch off. Even when you've stopped working, your brain is still running through to-do lists, things that you need to do tomorrow, things that are worrying you. How much money did I actually make this week? Unfinished tasks and client messages that are coming through because maybe you haven't set those office hours quite as clearly as you need to. The problem is, if your mind never rests, you wake up the next day already tired. This means slower decisions, less creativity, and a constant sense of this stress and overload. That's why you need a reset ritual. This is one of the fastest ways to stop carrying that weight from day to night. It signals to your brain, okay, work is done. I share some examples inside the workbook, but start really simple. Pick one habit that helps you switch off, like a walk that's scheduled at 5:30 as soon as you finish work. Or I often end the day by scheduling all the priority tasks I know I need to get done the following day into my calendar, so that not only have I put them in my calendar so I don't need to fill up my mental brain space with trying to remember them all, but I've also created space to get them done. Start with something small and design your own ritual or checklist on page 5 of the workbook. Now, this is a bonus boundary audit. So I want you to do a quick self-check using the boundary audit in the workbook. It's just 6 questions, but they'll show you instantly where your boundaries are strong and where they're leaking a little bit. So ask yourself, do I have clear working hours? A daily decision filter? A reset ritual that helps me to switch off? Do I say no to tasks that don't serve my goals? Do I protect CEO time for strategy and growth? And finally, do I stop myself from overworking at nights and weekends? Then you score yourself. If you said yes to 5 or 6, you're thriving. Your boundaries are really solid. And if you're at a 3 or a 4, it's time to strengthen them or the cracks are going to start to show. And if you're at a 0 or a 2, you're running in survival mode. Burnout is close. The good news, boundaries can actually be built really quickly, and you feel relief pretty instantly. The workbook has this checklist all laid out for you on page 6. So take a moment to score yourself at the start when you start doing the workbook, and then again at the end, maybe a couple of months later, so that you can reassess where you're at with your boundaries. So now you've got your boundary rescue pack. You can see the link to the free workbook in the description. The next step is to build stronger systems around those boundaries so they become habits that you don't have to think about. That's exactly what I teach inside the Decision Detox Challenge. It provides you with frameworks to stop feeling overwhelmed, drowning in busy work, and always on with practical tools like the 3D framework and the 3-minute rule to really build your boundary foundation. The link to the challenge is in your workbook and on the screen. You've already proven that you're ready to take back control of your time, energy, and role by creating the boundaries. Imagine what you can achieve if you get really good clarity over the right decisions to be making to move your business forward. Thanks so much for watching, and check out my website linked on the screen.